Hey everyone, it's Annie here. It's been a while since I did one of these shoutouts and as well as informing everyone but what's gonna come out on Patreon. So I thought I'd give you all a little update so you know what's currently going on Patreon. So yeah, without further ado, I'm just gonna go into the shoutouts. A lot of things have come up, a lot of things has changed. There's gonna be a lot of huge things I'm going to be uploading tonight. It might even catch you off guard, but hey, stick around and hopefully you enjoy the reactions. But anyway, let's just get into the shout out. So for Patreon number 1, I want to thank is Kendan. Kendan, appreciate you joining the Patreon, as well as Michelle 747, Kaiser Sani, Snookies 13, Crix, think that's how you say it, Loosmal, D Master XD, Pastel, Christopher Wagner, and numerous courting. Again, I apologize, I'm horrible with names. It is what it is. NC, and last but not least, Cody Fox. They appreciate you all for sticking around in the Patreon. So yeah, make sure to look forward to more episodes basically new information of what's gonna come out on Patreon. If you just look over to one corner of the screen, I can't tell. I'll know once I upload it. But if you look at one corner of the screen, you'll know everything of what's coming soon, what's currently going on, and yeah. Hopefully you all have more members later on or sooner than later. But other than that, thank you all for supporting me. Thank you all for sticking around. You guys are amazing. You guys are the real ones. And I look forward to seeing more people join this community. Again, I will say this right now. You have a choice of joining the Patreon or not. You don't have to. It's fine. But if you do, look forward to a lot of stuff, as well as new stuff that I'll be adding over here on my YouTube channel. We already have Manga Monday, which is kind of a surprise, and for most people that are on my Patreon, you would know, but yeah. But other than that, thank you so much for your attention, and I'll see you guys all in the review. Yeah, see you guys there. Hey, what is up, guys? Annie Tier Guild Forever going to be reviewing Linen Fanmade trailer. And as I stated toward the end of the reaction, right up till like I almost basically did the whole review, this one is my favorite. Reasons why is because in the other ones, they were cool, but there's one thing that was missing. Character. And this one had a whole lot of character. Like, I learned more about this character's personality, Linen, assuming that's his name, than the other ones put together. Because the other ones, for example, Silver, he was very monotone and his face was very monotone and expressionless, that it really did felt like a computer, or like it felt like it wasn't really production quality. Like I said, the quality is fine. It's from way back then, so I'm not going to judge it harshly. But I will say the one thing that was definitely missing was character, expressiveness, more clarity in their voices. And the other two before this one just felt too monotone. They felt like they did not have enough character, and they felt very robot-ish. That's a better way to say it. They felt very robot. They didn't felt human or alive at all. They felt essentially like they were dead. But in the end, it was still they were still very good trailers. But this took it up to the next level and beyond. The character Linen, assuming that's who he was, but let's be honest with ourselves. As I say in the reaction, clearly this guy was inspired by Wolverine, based on his personality, based on how he acted when he was fighting, how he was smiling, being savage, his razor teeth. He literally felt like a pack leader or some kind of animal, just like Wolverine. He was always known with for his savagery and his animalistic kinds of you know, personality he shows whenever he fights. Wolverine is always, and for the most part, pretty much an animal. Same thing for this character right here. And I will admit, I did like this a lot more. When he was being a savage when they tried to fight him, when he was, how can I say this? When he was smirking and glaring whenever the fight got intense. Like, it's those things right there that really push this above and beyond the other one. Fighting is always, like, when it comes to fighting wise, this person always does a good job at that. Fighting wise, it's good. There's nothing wrong with it. Do not touch it. Don't mess with it. You're good on that. You can polish it up here and there to make it look a bit more high quality, but it's still good. But again, the number one thing I felt like the other two were missing was character. And this episode did, oh my god, dude. Like, I learned, like, there was so much to this character, humanity or human-like traits that were expressed from beginning to the end. Like, I knew what kind of personality he was going with. I mean, you can arguably say design-wise, you can tell too, but it was when he started glaring, getting excited, and fighting savage-like when I really, really understood this character. And honestly, this video alone helped me really see that the one who's been animating these videos has really been trying to improve. And it's like some people told him, like, hey, look, your fight scenes are dope, your designs are dope, your weapon of choices are freaking dope, but we're missing more character. We need more character in order to make us feel like these aren't like robots or anything. And he delivered. He really did deliver with this video. And I felt like it makes me really want to look forward to what else he's got going. But for now, we got one more video to see after this, but I'm planning to save it for another time. So for those that really wanted to see the next one, I apologize. I'm going to react to that one tomorrow or as soon as I can. But other than that, this was pretty dang good, honestly. Like, I felt like this felt a lot less like a fan-made trailer and more professional. Like, this actually felt like a professional trailer. I am not even gonna BS you guys, because the way the character was shown, portrayed, and acted throughout the entirety of the fight, and as we see his weapon I will admit, his weapons though, you know, there's one thing I just never understood that is kind of bugging me. I didn't really notice it during the reaction, but I kind of picked up on it now. His weapon possibly might be, I don't know, maybe Silver was also a short range, but his weapon, in comparison to the other two, is the only one that isn't a projectile weapon. It can change and do other crazy things like most of the weapons in these trailers have done, but this is the first I see that it's not a projectile weapon. They were both close range. And I don't know why, I feel like it's pointless. Like, why would you have a weapon that's like it becomes from a dagger to Wolverine claws? I feel like that makes no sense. Like, it would be much better that it became a projectile like dual wielders, or like at the very least, like, how can I say this? It would have to be projectiles, because it's already really short range. But the fact that the fact that when it transforms or when it gets into its signature weapon, it's still no different. The range didn't change at all. It's still pretty short range. Isn't really a plus, in my opinion. I would much rather stick to the dagger, simply because, I mean, like, because instead of putting them all together to make Wolverine claws, it'd be better just to throw them like multiple daggers, just so they can be some sense of long range. So in my opinion, when it went from daggers to Wolverine claws, it's a little redundant. But then when he got into his true power, where he can make illusion. Not well. They're not illusions. They help him out. Well, I guess we'll just call them clones. Whenever he got into ability where he can make clones of himself, I'm like, okay, now we're fucking talking. Now we're talking. Now you can get into the good stuff. I like it. I like it a lot. So that's when I'm like, okay. Now we're getting somewhere. Now we're getting somewhere with real feats. But I still say though that his weapon of choice, it's not the greatest. Like again, like I've seen out of all the weapons, I feel like his might be the worst. Like it's not complete trash, but I don't know, man. Viridians and Silver just seem a whole lot better to me. I'm telling you. Let me know what you guys thought of this one. Do you like in comparison, like out of all the trailers, the 3 trailers we've seen, from the 3 weapons we know, which one do you prefer the most and tell me why? Question 2. Out of the 3 characters, which one is the most appealing to you and tell me why? Anyway, that's it for me, guys. See you guys on the next one. Peace.